Buenos dias de Malacatos, Ecuador, and a very happy Lunar and Rave New Year to you. This is our $1 million view. We just moved into this new place about a week ago, and I cannot tell you how much I'm appreciating the quiet, and I'm super grateful for it. So we've been on this journey for about 2 years now, really, and I thought maybe it was time, since it's been a hot minute, to give you all a Dr. K update. It was about 2 years ago that we really started planning this adventure, and we were in the midst of telling our family and our friends and clients and bosses that we were moving to Panama. Then we pivoted and we realized that we would probably have a better experience in Ecuador, and we're very happy that we made that change. So after we told everybody, then it was time to sell the house and sell off all our stuff. And of course we were coming sight unseen because that's just the way we roll. And it has been a great adventure. The first year was mainly exploring this beautiful country. We spent about 6 weeks in the north of Ecuador doing all kinds of fun and crazy things. We have that. We documented a lot of that on our Flins on the Fly YouTube channel. So if you want to see anything more about Ecuador, please check that out. And then last March, we were in Cotacachi on another adventure, and I got the news that my dad had my dad was in the hospital. He was in the emergency room. My sister calls me and she says, you know, this is not looking good. Get here as soon as you can. And I thought, whew. I looked at tickets and I was like, okay, I can be there in 2.5 days. Ecuador is not necessarily the best place for easy international travel. So between having to go back to the States, and not for necessarily a happy reason. In fact, right after the day of my dad's funeral, we got a call that our kid's stepdad had passed away, which was just crazy. He was, super young, and it was just unexpected. But that kind of started us on a whirlwind of 2.5, almost 3 months in the States. We came back to Ecuador, and that started me just on a long 6 months of not feeling well in general. So it's hard to want to do work and share your experiences when you're not feeling good. I did go to the doctor, a couple of times. They ran a lot of tests. They said it wasn't the altitude. In Cuenca, we were at 82 to 8,400 feet above sea level. They found some other things too. A little infection. I took some antibiotics, some steroids. That cleared up, but I was still just so tired all the time. And typically I'm the one that's, walking fast and go, go, go. And Matt was just beating me all the time. I was like, what is going on? I just don't feel good. So I went to the doctor again, and my vitamin D levels were really low. And she said it looked like I had had a recent reactivation of Epstein-Barr virus, which is kind of crazy because if I've ever had mono, I surely didn't know about it. But anyway, all that to say, we had been looking for a new place to live. We weren't finding anything in Cuenca, so we decided to do a drastic shift and head about 4.5 hours south to a little tiny town, really an agricultural village called Malacatos. And I feel better here, whether it's the altitude, the cleaner air, the lower density living, the less noise. I'm sure it's all of that wrapped into one. About the same time we decided to move down here, we started our human design experience. I'm not an expert in human design. I'm not going to go into all the details other than to say it's based on the theory that when you're born, you're imprinted with a specific design. If you live in accordance with that design, your life is a lot easier. And if you try to fight that design, your life is a lot more challenging. Whether that's true for you or not, I don't know. I can say our lives have gotten a lot easier as we've gotten further into this experiment and have become more and more willing to live in accordance with our strategy and authority. So all that to say, I'm finally feeling better. I'm ready to return to my work. I've downloaded this huge body of metaphysical, spiritual, self-development work, and probably my biggest fear is that I'm going to die and never really get this work out there. So I know it could help a lot of people. It could change a lot of people's lives. It already has for some people. And I'm ready to reclaim that excitement to share the work again. In fact, funnily enough, that was my word that I chose for 2023 was reclaim. Reclaim my health, my energy, my vitality, my desire, my interest, my ambition, all of those things. And of course, right after I say that, I find out I have kidney stones, which is kind of funny, especially since I drink so much water. But anyway, that is all past. I'm ready to return to it. I'm not going to make any grand announcement that I'm going to, all of this is coming down the pike and I'm going to do this, this, and this every day. I've tried that in the past and it didn't work very well. So I'm really following strategy and authority, which my strategy as a generator in human design is to wait to respond. And man, that has become so valuable. And to follow my authority, which is emotional authority, which means I ride an emotional wave and I make much better decisions once I respond to something. I let that wave to ride out and then I make my decision about how I want to engage. When I was finishing up private practice before leaving, I had said yes to all these things that I was so excited about. And then, 2 days later, I'd wake up and be like, what in the world did I say yes to that for? So half the population is emotional. And if you find yourself getting into situations and saying yes to things that you wish you hadn't, you probably are emotional authority. And you may find it helpful or beneficial to ride out those waves before you commit to things. So I've tried to share this work in the way that you're supposed to, that our culture says. Hiring marketers, spending thousands of dollars on Facebook ads and all these things. And the whole time I'm doing them, my body is not responding. It's my mind, my brain saying, well, this is what's working for everybody else, so you need to get on board and get this done. But I could always feel something in my body saying, something is not quite right here. So I am going to re-engage. I'm going to start sharing information again. Maybe even do a little bit more lifestyle, sharing things that have worked for me. As a 3/5, I'm here to kind of put myself in crazy situations and share what I've learned with anybody who wants to hear what I have to say. So I'm excited to see what may come forth. And if you've made it this far, thank you for tuning in. Just really trying to be in a place of gratitude, continue my experiment, continue living in accordance with my design and see what happens. And if that speaks to you, I am opening my schedule back up. If anybody wants to work together one-on-one, I would be so happy to hold the space for your healing and help you chart the course. All right, I hope you all have a wonderful day and are off to a great start to the new year, and I'll see you soon.